Hey, it's Worth Playboy.
And my Playboys Bunny.
Welcome to our podcast where we discuss pickup, game, relationship,
And sex.
and today we're going to talk about basic training rule number 2. The most important part of your online profile.
Yeah.
Guys that have come in, late in the game, they get divorced, they're in their late 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. They have no social media.
No.
They don't like social media.
No.
They don't like cameras. They don't like carrying a cell phone around or a smartphone. They got a flip phone, maybe, or a BlackBerry.
I actually saw that they still sell one single flip phone. I was in the cell store yesterday fixing a kid phone.
That's fascinating.
And I actually saw a flip phone and I was like, what is this? And the guy said, yeah, it's a dinosaur, but there are just some people who will not let it go.
Will not let it go. But these guys come in and now they have to do online dating. Because they're not meeting anybody as an electrician. They're not going to go to a club.
Yeah.
They don't see anybody at their softball games.
They already know all the girls at church.
Yeah. And so they've got to set up an online profile and they're like, where do I begin?
Yeah.
And so we're going to kind of help you today. Bunny wrote the definitive guide to online dating, which covers everything a guy should know from getting onto the app all the way to setting up your first date.
Yeah. It's called the Magic Bullet Online Dating Profile Handbook. It's in the description box below.
But we're going to give you a sneak preview because this is the most important part.
Yeah. Pictures are the most critical element of your online dating profile, no matter the platform that you use, because if girls will not get past your pictures, it doesn't matter anything else about what you say in the profile. It doesn't matter your text game, your message game, and it doesn't matter what your plan is for getting them from the app to your bed, because they will never show up there.
And maybe sometimes just like it's more important to know what not to do than to know what to do.
Yeah.
So let's drill down, at least from the front end. These are very simple things.
Yeah.
No baseball caps, no sunglasses, no dead animals. Those are the 3 big things that girls go, I see one more dude wearing sunglasses, a baseball cap, standing on a dead deer, and I'm going to scream.
Well, and no pictures where clearly your ex is cropped out. It just looks in bad form.
Yeah.
It's just trashy.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
And we even have to warn no wedding pictures. People go, you mean where I'm at a wedding and I'm dressed up? No. These guys will put their wedding pictures up.
Yeah.
Where they crop the bride out.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, it's not going to work. It's just bad form.
It is.
So what are the options? Because things have changed over the last few years.
I think the most critical things you have to do is, number one, you have to get comfortable with, if you aren't already comfortable, and have a good collection of recent photographs of yourself. And I mean within the last 2 years.
That's
because
important.
People change a lot. So even saying the last 5 will not cut it. You need to focus on getting comfortable with pictures being taken of you. You need to be comfortable maybe even setting the timer on your phone and getting some pictures taken of yourself, kind of an outfit of the day or whatever. Whenever you're dressed up or look sharp or just feel good, not taking a bunch of gym selfies, but I mean like in clothes. Girls need to have previews as to what you're going to look like when you show up for the date. That's the guy she wants to see most in your online dating profile. So she wants to see whether you are going to show up to a date in a nice suit, in more of a casual suit, in kind of a Sunday dress, like kind of, slacks and shirt of some sort. Whatever your date look is, lead with that and build everything off of that. So if it doesn't fit that style, don't include it. Now that doesn't mean don't include active or fun or sporty pictures. But if they don't look like that same guy, don't include them.
Perfect.
Yeah.
There's a few categories of pictures that should be done. What do you want to avoid, like group pictures or you with a lot of women, or what would you say? Because it's a very common question.
Yeah.
Should I include pictures of me with a bunch of girls or just one girl or two girls?
Well, I love the idea of having one group mixed, co-ed
Smart.
photograph in there to show that you're social, that you have friends, that you do stuff. And in that picture, if you have a cap on, if you have glasses on, like a lot of times those kinds of pics are taken outside. So if you have a big group picture, the biggest problem is men and women are bad about including several group pictures. It gets kind of tough to know which one you
Who's
are.
who, yeah.
And I know that sounds dumb because it's very obvious to you, but you know you. And so you know which ones are you and which ones are Bob and which ones are Billy and which ones are Joey. And nobody else knows. We are glancing at you for the first time. And there may be 5 guys in that picture that to us and our untrained eye look like you. So one group picture to show that you are not a recluse goes a long way. And I suggest it being including girls, and I suggested including girls who look pretty hot, because then that just increases your social
Status.
Yeah, but not social status. It's validation, that kind of thing.
Yeah. These girls, these hot girls are looking to be around you.
Yeah, you're used to being around hot girls, so it's not anything odd that he would be around you as well, or she would be around you.
And Bunny has a really good point here, because the dynamic of a guy's profile, if it's all just him,
Yeah.
as opposed to even having one group picture, changes the whole vibe of the whole set.
Yeah.
It really does, because a lot of guys don't have friends.
Yeah.
They're very isolated. They don't, but even if you're like with your family, anything that, not your kids and that sort of thing, but like if you're like a family reunion or, extended family, anything that shows that you have a life outside of being a serial killer.
Right.
It goes a long way to
Yeah.
changing the whole set, because it makes you look social.
Yeah.
So
you need to lead off with a picture of you in essentially dressed for a date. So lead off with that. You need to have at least one picture in there that's you doing something, whether it's some kind of hike, whether it's climbing, whether it's cycling, some kind of adventure picture, whatever that means to you. Again, if you can avoid sunglasses and hats in this picture, bonus points. And I know that's a little bit of a tricky rub, because a lot of these kinds of outdoor activities do include that. But if you can get a great picture of you doing something, even if it's a selfie, that's great. Pictures with other people, one in a big group, maybe one if you do adventuring together, maybe one where it's you and like one other guy or whatever, but it's clearly you're the center of the photo. It's clear that you are you. Keeping in mind, you keep the feel of all of this congruent with the guy who's posted in the initial picture that she's going to be meeting up with. Something funny, something candid, something that kind of shows your personality. Again, avoiding dead animals, avoiding sunglasses, avoiding caps, and avoiding you cropping out another girl, obviously, and you including your children, because there's not a place for that in online dating. It's just not appropriate. It's not appropriate to show your kids on the front end. Now, make no mistake, in today's world, all it takes is one visual search of one of your photos, and it's easy to find out who you are and see more about you. So it's not that you're going to hide the fact that you have had previous relationships or have kids. It's just about presenting yourself on the front end on this online dating profile in a way that you are comfortable with and a way that presents you in the best light. So that's why we talk about what not to include.
Well, again, online dating, before she meets you, girls have the advantage online, men have the advantage in person. Online, she's looking for reasons to disqualify you.
Right.
That's all she's there for, is to disqualify men. Therefore, anything that you put out there that could disqualify you causes you to make the pool smaller. And the last thing that I'll add, the don'ts. Again, you can be the biggest raging alcoholic on the face of the earth, barely able to keep your shit together, but do not have alcohol in any pictures, because a lot of guys have alcohol in every picture.
Every picture.
And the thing is girls as young as like 25 have already dealt with hardcore drinkers.
Yeah.
And they'll avoid it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, they know, even if the guy does not have a drink in his hand, in any pictures, he drinks.
Yeah.
But if they see it in every picture, they're like, this guy never goes without
He never puts the drink down.
Yeah, they will just move on. And so, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Again, it doesn't mean you don't drink. They know you drink. You just don't drink constantly.
Right.
So.
And these are just really good kind of first.
Overview.
Uh-huh. It's just a really good overview of your dating profile and how to get girls that you most desire past the pictures. Because if she can't get past the pictures, there's no chance of getting a date with her or getting her in your bed. We want you to win in all of these things. And this is the best first step when using online dating. Pick up that Magic Bullet online dating profile handbook in the description box below. I appreciate it. It has helped thousands of men in the 5.5 years since it's been originally published, and it can help you too if you haven't already utilized it. And I would say it even comes in with like Instagram things and things of that nature. So you can use these rules even for building a great Instagram following, so that you can attract more high quality girls on Insta as well, which is now essentially a dating profile, a dating hookup site. So we want you to win. Bye.